Hey, I'm Ryan. This is my brother Daniel. This is Rolls in the Family, and today we are joined by Daniel's wife, Kaylee. This is our first time, I think, having a guest on the channel. There are certainly some logistics to make this happen, and some, we'll say, obstacles that have come up to make this difficult. But if you're watching this, it means we pulled it off. We do, I guess, have another special guest. I don't know where the cutoff is going to be with the video, but we got little baby Micah hanging out here. He's all what, like 2 weeks old?
What?
About
3 weeks.
3
weeks at this
Time
point.
flies.
Yeah, we were hoping you could give him some
first live child appearance on the channel, I think.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Micah can hold that over all his siblings and cousins.
And he will definitely make a contribution to the video with the occasional grunt and and whatnot. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so we are today here to talk about Kaylee's top 10 games of all time. Daniel and Kaylee play quite a few games. I've played quite a few games with Kaylee as well. I am excited for this because I don't know what Kaylee's top 10 games are going to be. I don't know that Daniel's also going in blind here. This is when Daniel gets the reality check of what games Kaylee actually likes playing with him.
I need this video because sometimes perception differs from reality.
Yes.
And for the record, I usually hate ranking my games.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was honestly a surprise to me as well because I hadn't done this in a long time.
Big thank you to Kaylee for letting us force
dedicated
her into helping us produce this quality content on the channel. As always, we will have links to all these games in the description below. You can check those out for yourself. But let's get it started. Kaylee, tell us about your number 10 game of all time.
So this is a classic game. Been around in your guys' collection for a while. And the first multiple times that I played this game, I did not think that I was going to like it. I had played other games kind of similar to this, trick-taking games. And this one just... I don't know, it just like wasn't working with my brain at first, but then once I got it, it is so much fun. So my number 10 is Tichu.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Coming in at number 10. So Tichu, because I'm trying to think, when was the first time we played Tichu?
I don't know.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
But you've played trick-taking games before.
Yeah, I had played trick-taking games and enjoyed trick-taking games.
Yeah.
I had played other partner-like games, but like didn't really like those where you have like a partner, catty corner across from you. But this one,
Kaylee doesn't like teaming up with anybody.
I'm thinking this video is going to reveal that. Yes.
Tichu. I would say Tichu is definitely like a higher barrier to entry. Like we talked about that a little bit in our review. Like it's one of those games that so rewards people who like really know it. Like, and the more you play it, the more fun it is to just engage with it. So I'm glad you stuck with it.
I finally just had to just stop thinking about the dragon and the rooster. I just had to I had to just let go of them, just focus on like the core concepts, and like now I'm like starting to like actually figure out, okay, how do these work?
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun games with. I know there was another couple we were playing Tichu with for a while, and man, if you find a group, you were saying that kind of barrier to entry, but once you find a group that really is like learning it together and kind of going along with it, it's a ton of fun. So.
And I know I heard when you guys were first playing it that your dad got absolutely hooked on Tichu.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. That man has played
so if we were
so much digital
Kaylee's
Tichu.
Father's top 10 years of all time.
It's only Tichu. It's just, and variants of Tichu. That's just
there you go.
Yeah. Nice.
Very nice. We are obviously big fans of Tichu as well. If you've seen Daniel and my list, and I'm sure there will be a lot of overlap here of Kaylee pretty much plays exclusively from our collections. So.
Yeah, you don't have your own secret collection or something like that.
Doesn't go to like secret mom board game meetups to.
Yeah, and unlike you guys, I don't like eat, sleep, and breathe board games. So.
Yes, we eat them.
Yeah, it's one of the main costs of the hobby. It's really,
Ryan and I have a really weird fetish with
to replace these games. Okay, before we get too weird, I say we progress on to Kaylee's number 9. What's better than Tichu?
Number 9. This is a game that we've only played 2-player. It's kind of a time-consuming one. I don't know how else to tease this one out. It is Through the Ages.
Oh wow, Through the Ages coming in at number 9. Yeah, you go for that's probably the longest one on your list, I'm guessing. I mean, I
don't know.
So what do you like about Through the Ages, Kaylee?
I don't know. It's fun, like the different like historical progressions that you're going through, and the different leaders and their abilities, and just trying to line everything up so you have enough resources to build the buildings and things that you want to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. Yeah,
it seems like I've been doing a long diagnosis of trying to understand Kaylee's favorite games and what games she likes and what games she doesn't. But it seems like, you really like engine building with it seemed, I don't know, crunchy resource management, maybe, would you say?
Like pretty tight resource management.
Just tight systems, I feel like. And Through the Ages has a really just fun system of, navigating, upgrading your buildings and moving resources here, but you don't want to go into corruption and all that. All that sort of stuff. And do you like because in the first, Ryan and I played some Through the Ages games and almost broke our relationship. Ryan's throwing wars on me.
I don't know. I thought it was going great.
But I know they fixed some of those things in the second edition. It's a little tamer. Do you like that kind of war element?
I feel like it's a good balance in that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Clearly, I enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Ryan, you just got Through the Ages.
Yeah, I reacquired it because we had the older edition way back and had played it quite a bit, but both of us now have the new Story of Civilization. I have not yet played my copy, so I need to get it to the table this year. But yeah, that's a big, long, heavy hitter. As the list goes on, the audience is going to slowly get a picture painted of Kaylee's gaming taste, and I'd say that's a pretty big indicator because it's a pretty heavy, more complex game.
Nice.
But yeah, very nice.
Real quick, Kaylee, I'm just gonna scoot your thing over here. We're just real right now. There you go. We're just gonna get this right, just so when you look at me,
Oh, okay.
You don't,
hello.
We don't lose you there.
Okay.
So we're just
this is basically our trial video on how to have a guest on the channel.
Yeah. So. if no one might ever even see this video, just who knows? It might just be in the archives. We'll see.
Comment below if you saw this video.
Yeah.
Just so we know.
Let us know. I hope someone does.
Yeah. All right. We're to number 8.
Number 8. All right. This one is also, I don't know, I think one that's going to stay in our collection for a long, long time.
Bold statement.
Resource gathering, engine building,
I see a
card
theme,
drafting. Can you guess?
Card drafting, engine building. I don't know. Yeah,
my mind went to Terraforming Mars.
I was going to say Terraforming
Mars.
Yeah,
Terraforming Mars it is.
Wow. Okay, coming in at, I thought that was even going to be a little higher, to be honest. That's maybe a little bit of a shocker. But what do you like about Terraforming Mars, Kaylee?
I don't know.
Just a fun game, man.
It's just a fun game. Plants and...
Yeah. I mean, so you obviously, I would say,
points.
do you like all the, that's a game where you're just getting tons of cards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you like that kind of having to siphon through and kind of figure out, I like this card, I don't like this card, stuff like that. And figuring out what you want to use. I think one of the challenging parts of that game is then the competition for the public objectives.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're first learning the game, you're just so in your own system. And
I try to tell players if you want a short near-term goal, look at those milestones and be what's one of those I could kind of go for right away. But it is hard because only one person can get them. So if you're not watching other players and somebody else beats you to something, it's well, that was the one I was going to go for and I didn't get it.
Yeah, and I mean, clearly, as you are starting to tell by Kaylee's list with Through the Ages and Terraforming Mars, you enjoy heavier Euro games. That's, I would say, of, kind of type of games that you like. It seems like you are not afraid of some of these
I mean, that's kind of
resource
been our
management games and stuff
diagnosis
like
of Kaylee over the years.
Our
It's like,
diagnosis.
she likes these heavier Euros, but we've learned they need to be tight.
Not all of them.
right?
Yes, they
not
can't be
all
too
of them.
open. Yes.
And we do typically with Terraform Mars, you mentioned card drafting. We do like playing with the card drafting variant where you draft the research phase. Which obviously adds a little bit of length. But I think you guys typically use that when you're playing.
Yeah.
Usually, yeah. I was wondering,
Unless we're playing with very new people.
yeah, maybe we went with them. I just got the Colonies expansion for Christmas. Did you like that expansion when we played it? Where you got the little the little colony ships that you're on the side that you're
Oh no, I don't like those.
Oh no.
It's definitely one that you like you have to play with a couple times for it to like fit into your like terraforming Mars.
I think one thing I've recognized about myself is like if you have too many things to think about, it just starts to break my brain. So yeah, maybe it's one of those things I just have to keep playing with it more. And be able to...
Yeah.
All right.
Although we just work on you.
Yeah. I'll just work on you on that, Kaylee. It's all good. Okay, coming in at number 7.
Yeah,
7. Here we go.
And I don't know if
better than Terraforming Mars. Wow,
Yeah.
this is going in stone, Kaylee. Once you've made
the
your
crazy
selection.
thing with this list in particular is like we're only doing our top 10, but I know of 40 games that I know you like. So it's going to be interesting to see like what isn't on here and what is.
Right.
So my number 7.
7.
This is a game that has more math than I thought that I would ever like in a game.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is higher than Terraforming Mars. I cannot believe Kaylee likes this game. This has been
I still don't know what it is. So
Power Grid.
Power Grid. Wow, I didn't realize you were so high on Power Grid.
I cannot believe Kaylee loves Power Grid as much
I
as she
forget
does.
you guys have Power Grid because it's my old copy.
It is,
and I played it a few times and liked it, but wasn't like crazy on it. But yeah, it's definitely a little mathy.
Because you're not. You typically don't love math.
Yeah, but I've got my phone. I've got a calculator on there.
And all these resource management games, it's a lot of math practice, honestly.
Yeah, so what is it about? What are, I don't know, some of the things about Power Grid that...
And this is one that's harder
like
to get to the table.
Yeah, we haven't played this one in a while.
But when we do, I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just like fun to like figure out how much you can power and trying to get the best power.
Because it's got the whole
you're drafting
auction.
the auction on the power plants, and that's pretty fun to try to kind of figure out which ones work the best for you. Yeah, that game's really interesting because it has the. I mean, ultimately, the game can end, but then it's who can power the most on that last turn, which. We have a really funny.
If you haven't told that story on this channel,
funny
you
story
should.
of this. We're playing this game a couple years ago with a couple, and we're getting to the last round, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, I think I'm gonna win here. But then something was happening, so I got up and I got some stuff, and I sit back down, and we're playing this final turn, and I'm just like, what is happening? I don't have I can't.
Made a critical error.
I can't do what I thought I was going to do. And then I just had a horrible last turn. I think I take like third or last place. And I was just crushed. I was like, man, did I just miscalculate something or whatnot? Well, we're cleaning the game up and clean the game up. And I stand up and lo and behold, like half of my money was under my rear.
Diego really bit you in the butt, didn't it?
It did bite me in the butt. I tell you what, that was one of the funniest, moments in Power Grid. Because you need that final last turn to be so good.
I mean, it is such an optimized squeeze everything you can out at the end.
Yeah. So
he's just sitting on his money.
I'm just sitting. I'm tight with my money.
I don't think I've played Power Grid in like 10 years. Like it was a long time ago that I. Ended up.
Man, we got to get that one to the table again. If it's your number 7,
if it's better than Terraforming Mars,
that is shocking. Okay, that's awesome, Kaylee. Okay, number 6.
Number 6 is Party-esque. Yes.
TI4.
Never played that game. Never will. I don't know how to say it without giving it away.
Just
Man.
give it away.
Okay, it's Decrypto.
Ah, yes.
I love that game. That is so fun.
Oh wow, yeah, that is. Yeah, you really do love. I mean,
love
I
that
love
game.
Decrypto, but
Well, we've
you
kind of
really
grown
loved it.
to, at least right now, there's kind of the one group that I play.
Oh, it's like a
play the
tradition now at this
good games
point.
with this, and it's usually when we're on our family Airbnb
Christmas
stay,
tradition, yeah.
and us siblings, we can get a group of 6, which it really six
Oh,
is just perfect.
It's so
Because
good.
you get, whenever somebody's the clue giver, you always have 2 people that can discuss together to
Mhm.
do it, but then it's not too many people. It's
yeah, and I just
beautiful.
love the puzzle of trying to give close clues, but not something that you've already given a clue of in the past, and
Yeah.
how to throw the other team off
It's
while getting your
so-
team to guess.
It's so
fun.
clever. I mean, just that I've never played a game where you're that in that tension of trying to give a good. I mean, I guess maybe it's a. I don't know if it's anything like Dixit, where you're trying to kind of find the good,
Mhm.
not super obscure, but it's totally different, obviously. But that's just such a fun. And then what I love about it, and I think you would agree, is the escalation as the game goes
Yeah.
on. Like every round, the stakes just get bigger, and the puzzle gets harder because you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And
there's
you know-
times.
I was just gonna say, you know when a team is onto you, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, I gotta throw them off or something like that.
Well, and there's times where you give a clue, and then you're like, okay, I hope it doesn't get back to me again as the clue giver. I'm
Yeah.
counting on it not, and then it does,
And then it
you're
does, and
it's
you haven't been
way
thinking.
harder because you have to avoid more things. It
Yeah.
also is interesting, you're kind of playing 2 games because there's the game of your own words and protecting that from your opponents, but then you shift to this trying to intercept the other
Yes.
teams and talk about that.
Mhm.
And so you get kind of these 2 things that you're managing, and the fact that you can win by either intercepting or the other team miscommunicating, so you're kind of just outlasting them, is just
Mhm.
such a nice balance.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, we've had some fun games of that on our yearly trip.
It's a hard one to
so.
predict how long it's going to take to play. I've had games at Decrypto that ended in 10 minutes, and we've had ones that went over an hour
Yeah.
because we keep managing to go another round.
Right. Okay, Kaylee.
Cool, good to see some
Alright.
party game representation.
I know. See, this is what's nice about hearing your top games, because sometimes Ryan, we have a bias towards just heavy long games, but it's nice to
Yeah.
see a little bit of a mixture here.
Number 5 is a new one.
Isn't this your first time doing the list? Isn't everything?
No, I
new?
mean a new game.
Oh, new game. I see. I was like, okay, it's all new. Okay, I'm excited.
Let's see. There's a lot of just it's a feel good game in that.
Ooh,
There's
a
all these
feel-good
different
game.
ways that you can just if I get this and then I get this and this and this. Ultimate Railroads.
Wow.
That's a fun one.
Nice.
Yeah. I've enjoyed
Wow.
that
Yep,
one.
I got crushed by Kaylee in my one game of Ultimate Railroads.
Nice.
I think we both did. I think Kaylee won pretty.
I think
handily.
so. Yeah, I know that's a new addition. I mean, we got it this last year,
Mhm.
per recommendation of Ryan, and I mean, I knew nothing going into it,
Yeah.
and was so happy to see not only how much did I like it, but you really loved it. And I mean, obviously it's got worker, kind of worker placement.
Mhm. But it's
Definitely
really
engine
fun the
building.
different combos that you can get. If I get this key, then that'll help me get this.
Yeah.
and-
You remember the first game we played of it? We're kind of learning the game,
yeah.
and we're kind of playing. And we're like, okay, this is fine. It's a worker. But then once we got the first, are they the key or whatever those big things you can unlock are.
Mm-hmm.
And we realized the combo that could happen. It just blew our mind, and we're like, oh my goodness, because that's really where the super fun of the game is in the combos that you can do. We got to play the Germany map as well. We've done the regular one, and Germany pass the passy over here. Hopefully,
Yeah.
there you go.
Although he just said
Now he's
okay.
out. There you go. But we got to try Germany as well, which I don't know if you remember. We only played it once. That's the one that has the where your railroad has some open spots on it, and you can actually draft little things to go in it. Do you like that? Did you win?
I don't think I did.
So you
Yeah, I'll
liked
be
it
interested
less.
to see as you guys play it more and play some of the other.
I know.
I want to call them maps. I don't know if they're really just like different countries.
Boards. Countries.
To be interested, kind of like, do you guys fall into like just rotating between them? Do you find certain ones that you're like, this is really like our favorite, and we'll occasionally play the other ones? But it is cool that the just Ultimate Railroads edition of it just gives you so much content.
Yeah.
Of different things to use.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't mislead you guys. You guys both seem to esteem Ultimate Railroads highly. So
Yeah, shoot. What was that? Number 5?
number 5.
My
Mhm.
goodness, that is high up there. Nice stuff. Kate.
All right.
I feel
Number
like I'm
4.
gonna be shocked.
Well, it's also a new game to our collection.
Oh my goodness, it's been a good year for Kaylee.
I guess it's new in that we finally got to play it.
Oh, okay.
We've had it for a while, but we finally got to play it this year.
Oh wow, you do love this game.
I
and
believe
it's
this was a
shocking.
gift from you, Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah, My
Wow.
City.
I was almost starting to feel bad about this gift after like almost 3 years went by and you guys
He's
hadn't
like,
played
"Are
it
they
yet.
gonna play
We hadn't
it?"
even
Waiting
opened
for
it.
the right
It was still in
opportunity.
shrink. I know.
But I was like, this is so in Kaylee's wheelhouse.
Yeah, just the fun of like, oh, what building is going to come next and how is this shape going to fit on my board?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, and we're playing through it. I mean, we haven't played all the way through. We've only played maybe a couple chapters with a couple right now, and I think it's super cool how quick the games
Yeah,
play.
that's the other nice thing.
You know, like
I
you can
just
have
feel
a
like
you can
it's-
have a bad game, and it's just, and I don't know, it's just got this fun feel of like, okay,
Yeah.
we go, and then it's like, okay, here we go, next one.
And within
Boom.
one session, like if you play 3 games in a row, you get to do those fun legacy elements of make modifications like several times. And I was going to say, yeah, if this is hitting up at your number 4, having just played the first 2 chapters, because my wife and I with another
Only played
couple
2
have
chapters?
played,
which is 6 missions.
each one's 3
okay.
games. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like halfway through. I think we've played like 13 of the 24 games or something. And I will say it only gets better, in my opinion. Like the fact that you're enjoying it that much, after just 2 chapters.
Only gets better,
Good to hear,
Kaylee. Can
man.
you even
Who knows? Maybe
imagine
this
that?
is Kaylee's number 1 game of all time.
Yeah,
We'll
tune in
see.
next year. Jeez.
Yeah.
That I will say that just has I knew you liked it, but it really has amazed me at how much you love that game, which is awesome. I mean, it's super fun. We gotta get it out again with that group.
It's nice to have like a campaign legacy game that's just so low barrier to get to the table.
I
Yes.
know.
It's such a difference from some of these other
don't
ones.
ask
It's
Kaylee
almost
about
like
don't ask Kaylee about Pandemic Legacy. Oh my god.
yeah, that's right. We all played Pandemic Legacy together with our sister years back, and that was a tough one because you guys were only in town for the summer, right? And so
no, we were only in town for like a couple weeks or something. Like it was really short.
It was longer than that, I'm pretty sure. But it was still at the point where it was like most
so?
times we got together, we were
Pretty sure it
like,
was when we were living in.
Maybe.
Alright.
yeah,
okay.
I think it.
Yeah.
But it still was that feeling of most times we got together, it was like, we probably should do at least 1 game of Pandemic Legacy.
When was it gonna end?
Now, granted, in hindsight, we now know
Kaylee
that
hates
Kaylee doesn't even
cooperatives.
really like cooperative games that much. So,
Well, you don't like
lot to
cooperative games
ask.
with like where like it's everyone has open information, and so you can.
And I just have, usually people are like able to remember like, oh, these are the cities that have come out recently. My brain just can't remember that, and so it's just.
And
like,
then you just feel like people are just telling you what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Every turn.
Yep.
Might as
Which we
well just
were.
go home.
Yep.
So it's a shame on us.
Cool, but My City, top
Wow.
tier.
Top tier. That's awesome.
Okay,
So number three now.
Number 3. This is a worker placement, good engine building.
I feel like your intros could describe every game on your list. Worker placement, engine building, Euro,
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It is what Lorenzo?
Lorenzo Il Magnifico. Unless you're talking about a
Wow.
different Lorenzo. But I don't know.
That's the one.
I was waiting for the full name. Lorenzo.
Well, I was worried I was going to butcher the name, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah,
No.
we just call it Lorenzo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, so we were you with me? Did we play Ryan's copy first?
Yes.
And that's
I
where you
think
got
a
to try
couple
it the first
times.
time.
Yeah.
And for you, was it love at first sight, or did
Oh
it?
no. The first time that we played it, I was like, yeah, not
First
really.
sight of the cover, she was just like,
She
that's the
saw
game.
that guy on there, and yep.
Because that's the one where like you have a worker that's also kind of like going around the city. Because I remember you introduced it to us.
Oh no, that's a different one.
You're thinking of a different game.
You're
Kaylee.
thinking of
Twa.
Oh.
Which I think you still aren't too high on Twa.
Yeah, I'm not.
I wish anybody I knew
Don't
liked
worry,
Twa as much as I
hate
do.
Twa. I hate Twa.
I can see why you would mix those two up.
Lorenzo
though.
has the towers.
Yeah.
The
No,
the
I-
towers, and you roll
I
the
was
dice
thinking
for
there
the
was
workers.
also those
Yeah,
things going
I mean, to
around.
be fair, those games do kind of have a similar
They
like.
sit next
Okay,
to each other
scratch
on my
that.
shelf.
Scratch that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Lorenzo's really fun.
She's like, wait a second, why did I put this game at
Yeah,
number
yeah.
3? I actually hate this game.
No, I was thinking the first time that you introduced. I was thinking of Twa was the first time that you introduced it or something, and I was
get
just
that
like
trash
not
outta
really a
here.
fan.
That'll
But
be on the
then
next cold list.
you got an expansion or something, so we tried it again, and
Yeah.
we loved it. But
Ryan
okay.
loves Twa. Okay, so
do love Twa.
Lorenzo, Kaylee. Lorenzo.
Yes.
You roll the 3 dice, the orange, white, and black die, and remember that's what determines your
I
workers.
distinctly remember a game where
everyone.
Kaylee was
I thought
the
you were
one
starting
rolling
to
them.
describe Twa.
No,
again.
no.
I was like, are
I
you trying
remember
to
a
trick
game
me?
where Kaylee was the one that was rolling the dice several rounds in a row, and we were just getting. It was like low rolls.
I was just rolling ones.
And like the
Oh.
last round was like 1-2-1, and you have to. If you've never played Lorenzo,
Yeah.
like in this game, everybody's workers gain the value of that roll,
Yeah.
and it's so impactful on what you can
Oh.
do because which
Yeah.
spaces you can go to, and if your die is not high enough, you have to supplement with servants, which you may or may not have enough, and they're so
Yeah.
precious. So
Yeah.
it is amazing how just that roll, suddenly the final round was like, we're gonna all be competing for these cheap spots. So
Yeah, it's-
not a
and-
fan of when Kaylee rolls in this game.
But I love that mechanic that
Mhm.
it
impacts everyone.
this whole like I'm trying to even think of another game that gives me that feel where like there's luck, but it affects everyone with like this round there's a surplus and this round
Yeah.
oh it's tough, and I think that's really fun kind of to have that group experience of like what the rolling of the dice and then what does that allow me to do this round, so the other thing I was thinking about with that game obviously is it's total engine build. I mean, it's a game that you I'm assuming you like the whole running of the because you're placing those cards down and then you get to run your I don't know what those two things are called, your
Yeah, it's kind of like a
two
resource
rows.
production and then like your city buildings one. I
Yeah.
mean, Lorenzo is such an engine building game because you have those two like literal engines, but then
Yeah.
you've got like the leaders that you can play like once you meet certain conditions that give you abilities, and then you're
Yeah.
getting cards like all the blue character cards give you ongoing abilities. Like there's just such a progression, and then the fact that the expansion,
Mhm.
which is now like packaged in the base game the way they sell it, gives you the houses that you are now starting with some very different,
I know.
very, very
you get
powerful.
you get so much cool stuff at the start of the
ability.
game in that
Mhm.
one, which is super
So.
fun. Lorenzo, loved by all three of us here.
It is true. It's
Yeah.
true. That's a
So-
direct crossover with me actually. Lorenzo was my number 3 this year
Oh wow!
Wow.
or last year. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
You ready for my number 2?
I'm ready for your number 2.
Do you guys want to try to guess my number 2?
Well, I know what I'm not gonna guess. But I'm trying to think what I would guess. I gotta
like
take
looking at your shelf back.
I know, taking a little glance
You have to
here.
think of what I haven't heard from you.
Because honestly, I was kind of thinking Lorenzo could have been that.
You ran out of time, Daniel. I'm
don't-
sorry.
I don't
Gotta
have-
try again next time.
I don't know. Maybe Quacks, but that feels
No.
that feels way too high for that for
Yeah.
you. Okay, let's hear it.
It's Underwater City.
Oh yeah,
we should've
I
known.
should have known that one.
Yeah, that's right.
You really do love underwater cities.
I do. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, we got that one, and then just recently now got the expansion for it, which I don't know. Have you actually played the expansion since I got it? I'm not sure you have.
You've probably played my copy of it because this is one that I got first. you guys played it, and then I remember distinctly there were like 2 times that you guys were coming back into town, and it's only a few times a year really now that we're getting to play together, and it would come up of like, oh, we could do Underwater Cities, like Kaylee would love to play that one again. And so after those it was like, okay, you guys need to get Underwater Cities if you want to play it literally every time you're here, like.
Yeah. So Kaylee, tell me about what things in Underwater Cities just bring you a tremendous amount of joy.
Figuring out how to like pair your cards with the spaces that you take.
Yeah, matching
and,
the card with the color.
If you get blocked, where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
That's the part I don't like, getting blocked, but it's part of the game.
It's tight.
It's a tight.
It's
tight
like,
game.
if you're, because what's interesting, Ryan, what's the, because it's a double-sided board, right? Is it 2 players and then 3 and 4? Is that how that works? I think
so.
And I don't know if they just like give you more actions on the other side, but I feel like either side, it's such a tight experience in it.
Well, and part of the reason it's so tight is like there's only a few actions that do certain things. So it's like if you need to build a city or you need to get some of those buildings or tunnels, like there is a lot of opportunity to get blocked. Or I know the what is the science one to upgrade? Like there's like only one space that you can go and spend the science to upgrade existing structures. And so if somebody takes that, I mean, there's only 12 rounds in the entire game. So you really do need to, what always bites me and probably bites a lot of people is the fact that there's only one space to get those special cards, which includes a lot of those like big end game scoring ones. Yeah. And so it's very natural for everybody to be like, well, I don't need the end game scoring yet. Like I'll worry about that at the end of the game. But suddenly it's the last 2 rounds and everybody's thinking they're going to do that. But there's only one space for it.
Totally. Yeah, there's, I mean, again, just a ton of cards in that game, that are obviously really fun. And the expansion has the variable personal assistance and all that. That one's been a really big hit with us and plays well at 2-player as well, which is obviously huge.
I'd argue it's best at 2-player just because it's shorter. Because it does get pretty, I mean, it's like one that's like 45 minutes per player. So you're adding like quite a bit of length to bump to 3. I don't know that I think I've played 1 game of 4, but it's fun, but it's long.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So again, I mean, a similar thing of engine building, resource management. Yeah.
Though this is one that Kaylee has flipped from us on this and Terraforming Mars. Like we both
that is interesting. Well, that's what I was saying is I know you like Terraforming Mars, but that was a little surprising that it was down at your, I think 7. Yeah, but clearly
all the way down at 7, it's
my gosh, that's might as well just sell it.
I think you should probably list it for sale.
I'm gonna. Yeah. Well, okay, Kaylee. I don't think we have a surprise here.
Yeah, no surprises.
But I'm ready to hear you.
Unless it isn't what we think, and then it's a huge surprise.
Yeah, this either is no surprise or the greatest surprise of all time.
It's no surprise.
We might as well become walking ambassadors of this game.
Yeah, Rolls in the Family loves to endorse.
If you want to sponsor us, who's the publisher?
Well,
look
Kaylee,
out,
do you want to just
what? Hit us with
Agricola.
Number 1.
Agricola.
Agricola.
I didn't realize Kaylee and I have the same number 1 and same number 3.
Wow. I
just need to game with Kaylee more.
No kidding. I don't know why you play with me.
I mean, it's pretty high praise we're given for Agricola here between the 3 of us.
Because it's 1, 1, 2?
2 right now, yeah.
It's pretty high praise.
So this is one, Kaylee, you've played quite a bit, actually.
Yes.
At this point.
Yeah, we played it back in college. I taught it to you. And, it's one of those things where it's like...
I think you taught it to me in the family style or the family version it has.
I mean, this was the ultimate test of if she was going to be my wife. So it was...
I think it's actually cute. I framed right between you. I think I see Stone Age on your shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Stone Age was the
first game
the
that
first
you guys
game
ever
we played
together.
Yep, that's what sparked it all.
But
I
now
think
it's-
Egyptian
now-
Rat Slap was technically the first game.
Technically Egyptian
Ah.
Rat. But the first real game.
Yeah.
Yes. No,
So,
Quelf was actually the
Kaylee.
first game.
Oh yeah, well,
Okay, anyways, back to
We
Agricola.
digress.
Yeah, let's talk
So
about
what
Quelf.
is it about Agricola that just does it for you?
Makes your heart flutter.
I'm a homesteader deep down. Like I just
Okay,
that's
so the
that's
theme.
my dream. Just have my horses.
Kaylee's one of
and
the
my...
only people on
Although
the
there's
planet
no-
that the
there's no
theme
chickens.
is
Driving.
There's no chickens in that game. I'm realizing.
Oh no.
Well, maybe in the
I'm
cards
sure there's a
there
card.
are. Yeah, I'm sure there are in the
Oh.
cards. But it's just so fun. You're trying to just maximize your farm. And...
Well, I will say the visual. Brian and I have actually said this, that it's got a very satisfying visual. Like at the end of the game,
Progression.
like when you look at your farm, it's like
yeah.
I did that,
Yeah.
and then it's been cool.
Mhm.
So you like the theme?
Yes.
Anything else? Is that it's just a
That's
really
really it.
great, it's just really great theme. There's obviously it's a very tight worker placement game. I mean, this is about as this
Oh
is
my
why a
gosh.
lot of people hate this game,
Yeah.
Kaylee, actually. But you seem to like that.
Well, the first time I played it, I remember I just had this pit in my stomach, just trying to figure out how I was
Misery
going to feed my family. And oh my goodness, it was just so tense and just I felt like I was just scraping by. And, the more we played it, the better I've gotten. So
Yeah.
that's good.
You have
But
There's this
it's-
Agricola hump to get over. That
Yeah.
like you really have to get over that to the point where the core system and the progression of a game, you kind of just understand it. Cause then you add in the cards and it becomes so just fun to every time is going to be a different way to engage with that.
Yeah, do you enjoy that opening? I mean, at the start of the game, getting that whole hand of 14 cards, I believe, right?
Mm.
Oh my goodness. I
active-
do now. The first multiple times that I've played it, I've just I can't even think about my cards because it was just
Yeah.
too much for
Too
my
much.
brain. And so the more I've played it, now I feel like
Yeah.
I'm finally starting to figure out how to
Yeah.
maximize my cards.
Well, this is why Ryan and I have said that Agricola is a game that I think just ages like a fine wine, because
Mhm.
you, at the start, when you first start playing it, you got to just learn the core systems.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feed your people? Well, there's you could go the grain route, you could do animals, kind of, you're learning some of the core things. But then once you get comfortable with those,
Yeah.
then suddenly the cards can just,
yeah.
take the game to a whole nother level.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's interesting is it's obviously really tight when you're new to the game because it's so hard to feed your people. But even as you get more experienced, it stays tight because you try to do more because you're
Yeah.
more, and you understand how to. And so you still are making it hard to feed your people because I also tried to renovate and family growth this round because I needed to do that and somehow squeezed it out. And so that tension stays. And so if you like that tension, that's great. If you're hoping that once I get over the hump of Agricola, it won't be so tense, I wouldn't count on it. It's gonna keep that tension. But the three of us all seem to love kind of that really tight resource management. I mean, I don't know if it's just it makes us feel smart or it's just so satisfying to figure it out. When you pull it together and finish around and feed your people and accomplishing things, it's I did it. I found a way to make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the whole thing of you feel the incredible challenge that's before you. I mean, the fact that you have these other, not only are spaces limited, but when someone takes something that you have to make a huge pivot, I mean, you're just and so you're just constantly pivoting. And, Ryan and I have talked about the tension when there's let's say 5 read on a space. And
There's never 5 read.
Yeah, there's
space.
never 5 read. That's a poor example.
Kaylee's smart and takes it when it's 3, and Daniel
Kaylee
ends
always
up.
takes read right before I'm gonna
I'll even
grab
take it when it's 2.
Yeah, she snags read like it's nobody's business. You need to get the basket makers the card.
Yeah.
That gives you a bonus for read at the end.
No,
So,
I never
yeah.
have any leftover though. I use it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
There you go. So Kaylee, any final thoughts on just Agricola, your love for it, and how much you want to play it right now? No
All
final thoughts. Ryan, any closing thoughts on the fact that Agricola is a 1-2-1 in?
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching this, we couldn't have made
Seriously,
it more
you
clear.
have to at least check it out. You really do. Like any board game. I mean, obviously, if you don't like Euro games, then maybe don't. But if you like worker placement and engine building, stuff like that.
And if you like that tight tension, like your first game isn't necessarily going to be like it is a game that if you really wanted to elevate to where it is for us, where it's like it's our favorite game, you need those more plays to get. Like Kaylee probably wouldn't have said this after her first 1 or 2 games. I don't know that we would have either.
Yeah.
It was definitely a game that was like, I need to play this again because I felt like I did terrible at it, and I just wanted to figure it out.
But the real question is, Kaylee, when do we get the kids going on Agricola? Because that's the real. What's the
Mike a year or two?
Okay, yeah. I don't know what the minimum age is for Agricola.
I was just thinking, how are we going to play it with 2 kids now? Because that's a game you need your full attention and focus.
Hey, if we each take one, we'll be equally distracted. So it's even. So
there you go. I'm trying to think if there's any games I'm surprised are missing off the list.
Yeah, from the list. I know I was trying to look back there and see. So Wingspan, because what was your number 10?
Tichu.
On the list, I was Tichu. Okay, I can. Actually, I wouldn't if that doesn't surprise me.
I know. Feast for Odin has kind of fallen from grace a little bit in Kaylee's estimation.
Yeah, and we'll try it again. You've said you'd be cool with trying it again sometime. I think it seems like kind of what we've learned is that the maybe it just being too open, kind of like I could, and
why
and
be
I know
sandboxy and easy when you can be punished?
She's like, I don't feel miserable while playing this. There's a problem. Also, I would say Ryan, I would agree that the cards are like not anything compared to an Agricola or Underwater Cities or Terraforming Mars or anything like that. And they're not trying to be, but I know you love like impactful cards. When you get an Agricola card that like you build a whole strategy around it, which is obviously a ton.
I don't know that I'm to that level yet, but
oh, you will be. Don't worry. Okay. Well, nice. I think
it's a
Kaylee,
solid list.
You did it.
I
you ranked your games.
Kaylee's list. Yeah.
Everyone, give a little clap for Kaylee. Throw a comment down below congratulating Kaylee for getting on the channel with our 3-week-old child, who did wonderful. I have to say.
Yeah, Micah's the real MVP.
Micah's the real MVP. Comment Micah down below. So those are Kaylee's top 10 games of 2024. As always, we will have links to all those down below, and tune in next year to hear her list.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked hearing us just talk more about how great of a game we think Agricola is, we have a full review of Agricola where Daniel and I really break down why we think it is such a great game. Maybe it can help you determine if it's a game for you. There's also another video here you can check out, and we will see you in the next one.